we've taken to the road. We're on a mission to interview successful entrepreneurs. 90% of startups fail, and we want to help change those stats. Second stop is Birmingham, where we speak to Nourished about how they are running successful Instagram ads and how to develop a strong brand.
Yeah, so we founded Nourished we founded it around May last year, and we actually launched it 14 weeks ago, I think. So it's the world's first 3D printed personalised vitamin. We spent quite a long time.
Yeah, so I've been trading for just over about three months, and it's going good. It's a subscription model business, so we're actually using the technology that we developed in-house, which is revolutionary in the industry. We're specialists in 3D printing and actually applying 3D printing in ways.
He's a specialist, I'm not a specialist.
I'm the
modest.
at using these kind of technologies to do things that you just couldn't do with traditional manufacturing. So it's kind of a hybrid manufacturing model that we're able to use to be able to do this. So.
Well, as you know, Graham said, we're on a road trip to see why 9 in 10 startups are failing in the first 3 years. Is there anything that you guys struggled with or are struggling with that have seeked help on, or anything at all that's even been affecting the business?
I mean, I think from my side, it's really important to rely on and really get good suppliers. Really emphasis on getting that supply chain in place, when you get going, and that can be difficult to get reliable people. Well, yes, but I think for us also, because we've set a whole new manufacturing business, there's a lot of different angles that you come from, and it's important to get them in place and get everything ready.
Yeah, and to add to that, from a brand perspective, because I'm nearly sure I've seen you guys on Insta. I don't know if you're doing Instagram ads.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's our main marketing tool at the moment. So.
Yeah. So I've seen the Instagram ads.
Yeah,
exactly. They're working. Yeah. So I've seen the Instagram ads pop up, which are really cool, and the branding looks sharp. It looks super clean, and the point comes across really clearly. How important is it to get that brand nailed before it's launched, and where do you see other people kind of failing in that area?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely been a long journey for us. So the company actually started with a business called Vitamine, and then we slowly developed it. And it's really nice that when you're in a startup and you have such a small team, sort of everyone contributes. So we have these big team meetings and everyone sort of brainstorms, and that's really nice. So everyone feels like they're making an impact on the final brand. But it's definitely been an evolution, and I think we're really, really pleased with how it is now, but it's not going to come overnight. You do need months of revising it, and it's really good to get that advice and recommendations from investors and other partners, and because sometimes you're so into it yourself, you can't. It's hard to look at it constantly when you're seeing it every day.
It's never done. You should never have this brand being, okay, this is it, we've got it, this is the best thing. You're constantly revising things, you're constantly thinking of the perception from the public, from everyone, from your customers. This has all got to feed back into your brand. We've been through so many revisions on the basis of all this feedback coming through, and that's where we've got to this point where we have quite a clean, beautiful and kind of relatable brand for people. And that's only come from that interaction.
Is there anything that sticks out that didn't work when it came to that? That, like, if you could turn back time.
You're going to say gradients.
No, you go on.
Martyn hates the gradient, and we did have a few gradients in the branding before. But no, I mean, I can't think of anything that particularly sticks out, because it's just been such a slow evolution, as I say.
In terms of a website, being able to understand it is the clear one. Actually, having it very clear where your key selling points are, where your customer journey goes through, so you avoid that drop-off, people not actually purchasing the product and things like that. That's being able to have
the sales funnel as such.
Yes, definitely. And if you have, I think maybe some of our early designs, that's where things get better. If you can actually nail down, get that journey, get those people coming to your website and actually transfer it to sales. Well, for us, because it's we're a subscription model, and we have a questionnaire which is guiding people through to sort of suggest their nutrition regime. Getting that perfected, getting people through that process, it's longer than maybe just buying a product off the shelf on a website, or you see something that you want, on Amazon or whatever. That's just like, oh yeah, I'll buy it. We have this process that we have to go through, so it's very important to make that journey as nice as possible. And I think that's similar for a lot of startups who are doing new things.
Yeah, it's difficult because that's the point of the business, is that it is personalised. So you do have to put them through that process. And I suppose it can't be too short, because then you guys don't get enough info. If it's too long, people will drop off. So it's kind of fine tuning, I suppose.
And I think from a brand awareness point of view, just educating the consumer on why we're doing what we're doing has been a bit of a learning curve for us, because people get so much feedback. Everyone's interested in the product, but they all want to know, how is it sugar-free when it looks like the coating is sugar? Why do you 3D print everything? How is the packaging plastic-free, even though it is made out of, home compostable packaging? So it's just, it's great to have so many USPs, but also it's also quite difficult sometimes to convey, which is the most important USP to each customer. Why are we doing what we're doing?
Has it been expensive to try and keep it clean? Because fine, like biodegradable stuff can be a little bit more expensive.
I mean, of course it is. I mean, at the end of the day, it does. But we try and approach our business from a sustainable and long-term point of view, and I think it's really important for us as a business to think of all the different aspects. So being as clean as we can through every point, and I don't think we'd ever change that just for the sake of cost.
It was really important for us, I think, to make sure that we're responsibly looking after our carbon footprint.
And it sets you away from other businesses as well. I think, we are different than other vitamins that come in giant plastic jars for that reason. I mean, as opposed to not just the personalised nature, but the fact that our packaging is designed to be better for the environment, but also, sealed individually. There's tons of stuff.
It's frustrating why that stuff can be more expensive, though, isn't it? Like, because everyone should be going that way.
And consumers are so aware of it now, and they really do. They are really looking for those.
And I think it's slowly changing now, and I think businesses need to pick that up. You see it even in the supermarkets, you see it everywhere where that slight reductions in plastic are coming in now, and I think that's definitely why. Like, we've already had that on board now, and I think if businesses don't consider that now, especially if they are selling things or whatever, they need to think about it.
Well, you guys are targeting right at that Instagram generation, or just on Instagram, and they are so socially aware of the impact that they make. A hell of a lot of the businesses and the entrepreneurs that are watching the show that own businesses are trying to run Instagram ads successfully. They're trying to do it, and it is a difficult skill / art to get right. It's really difficult. Did you guys test and change?
Yeah, again, the messaging is always evolving. Just getting the actual content that you need can sometimes be really expensive if you're always going out to different photographers and filmmakers and stuff. So we do try and make as much of our content in-house and be as self-sustainable as possible. I think that's really important for any startup, to have a really agile young team, or don't have to be young, but just really passionate, creative team who can make, we have 3 designers in-house who also do other things, and we take all our own photography. I'm on half the marketing ads, like eating the thing, and so
famous mouth, isn't it?
I was on a billboard just before Christmas. I was like, guys, you told me this wasn't going to go anywhere.
It can be difficult, though, giving advice around that, because you mightn't land on the sweet spot unless you go through the journey. You know what I mean? Like, so sometimes it's like you can't just go, oh, don't make all these mistakes and don't do this, because unless you do that, you don't arrive.
You absolutely have to fail and learn. And I think we've both worked together in startups for the last 4 years now, and I think you learn to pick yourself up and carry on, and you become quite resilient to it.
Enjoyed the video? Like to see more? Subscribe below.